Good afternoon, everybody. I am Myles Sergé with my co-host Daniela La Luz, and welcome to MS Live. What up, D? What's going on?
What's up? What's up, man? I'm just feeling good today. How about yourself?
Tired, tired. Worked 13 hours, 13 hours yesterday, almost
Ooh.
14, and I'm up doing this because I'm fully committed, and we're here.
But don't that tell you something? You're able to do all them hours. That means you're fit. You know what I mean? Some people can't do that. Some
Yeah,
people would have been crying after 4 or 5 hours.
true.
Probably quit. And then you're up doing this. So
Thank
kudos,
you, thank you. I won't say I'm
kudos.
fit, like bam, bam. Not yet. It's getting there. You know what I'm saying? But we doing it. We doing it. So yeah,
Yeah.
everybody. Again, welcome to MS Live. I am Myles Sergé, and that is D-KNOX, aka Daniela La Luz. And if you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And once you're there, also hit that little bell, the
Bing.
notification bell, so it allows you to know when we're doing stuff, and you'll get it and like, oh, they're doing a show. I gotta tune in. So make sure y'all do that. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at MS Live with D-KNOX. That's MS Live with D-KNOX on Instagram. And you can also find me and us, because I'm kind of combining the accounts right now, on X at Myles Sergé. Dude. We're taking all hate mail. If you want to hate us, love us.
Be nice, guys.
Yeah.
Be nice.
MS Live with D-KNOX at gmail.com. That's MS Live with D-KNOX at gmail.com. And as always, if you don't want to see us because you just don't like us, you don't like to see our faces, I don't know. You just prefer not to look at us. That's great. You can also find us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and at Amazon Music. So while you're there, check us out there. Make sure you subscribe there too, so you can also get the updates. And when new shows are available, they're usually probably up the same day when we get done doing it. So always check there too. So today with us, we have a mutual friend of ours who I haven't personally seen in probably over 6 years, for sure. Um, there was a little video of us years ago of me beating her in a video game that was violent. Not just because it was like a violent video game, but it was actually violent to the people that actually played the game. And I was trying to find that video and I just can't find it. Maybe she has it. I don't know. But bring it to the stage today, everyone. We have our good friend, Miss Daniela La Luz.
Hello, I hope you can hear me.
Yes. Hey, how
Oh
are
yeah,
you? How
Headphones
you
don't
doing?
work right now.
loud and clear.
Damn. Okay, I put them off.
Okay.
Hello,
How are
so
you?
good to be with you guys. I'm fine and I'm so happy to see you because
Yeah, it's been forever. Like I was telling in the intro, I haven't seen you. It's been at least, I'm gonna guess and say like 7 years, maybe 8.
like maybe it was 8. I mean, I get reminded every year from Facebook from the Paint Station video.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I tag you every year though. So
Yeah,
this
see,
came up.
I'll look for it because I'm back on Facebook. I took a little hiatus from Facebook for about 3 years and then I came back. So yeah, so I hope I see it because I know I scroll through like my old phone and it's not there. I'm like, damn, I want to use it. I want to help promote, just to see. But that was the best time. I always have a good time when I see her. We have good conversations, and yeah, I miss you. So, and then
It's
when
you.
I was back in Berlin, we didn't link up because you don't live in Berlin anymore, and you're in Munich now, right? Is that correct?
I'm mostly in Munich, but this year I've been 6 times in Berlin already,
Mm, okay.
which is
Okay.
kind of crazy, but yeah, just happened.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. D, what's up? You ain't talking. You kind of quiet. What's happening?
Oh, I let y'all go because y'all was I talked to her. I've been talking to her like more recently than you. In fact, we were talking yesterday for a little bit. So and then I saw her I think 2 years ago. She was over here in Warsaw.
Okay.
That's why I let y'all catch up. And
Okay. Yeah.
listening in.
We spoiled some topics yesterday already, but we thought then we stopped the conversation to keep them for today.
Okay.
A share of words.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
So if you've been following us and you've been watching each episode, we technically kind of make a name for each episode. And today's episode is episode 16.
Woo! 16 already. Congrats on that.
System reset.
Yeah, and it's a nice number, 16, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is. It really
Sweet
is.
16. Sweet 16.
Yeah. She looks 16. She don't ever age.
Right.
Beautiful little eyes.
Yes, for sure. So with that in mind, my first question is, tell me about System Reset.
System reset is term says everything, right? I chose it for the title for my album. Are you guys there still?
Yep, we're here.
I chose it for my album title, so it's System Reset, and in brackets, still based on electricity, because since my first album, we didn't change the medium of electricity, of course. And the System Reset, it drew a parallel to my personal life in many facets, like health, of course, COVID, Corona, and in many things, and especially regarding planet Earth, or let's say the humans getting extinct if they won't change anything. So my idea, or I thought the System Reset would be a really good thing, also maybe regarding, topics like destructive capitalism and so on and so on. So there's a lot of stuff you can put into that. So that was the album, which was, it got a funding also. Unfortunately, it always looks very bright, everything, but there's a story behind. Just don't want to spread too much time. So please just ask in between if it gets too much. When I applied for the funding, my father was right now dying at that time, so I had 4 days. Or no, he died. And then 4 days later, I had to give the papers for the funding. Like it was a deadline. So I forgot I just wasn't really focused, of course, like surprise, to, put all the correct costs inside for the funding. So in the end, I paid a lot of my private money into it. And I also couldn't focus so much as I wished to really write a new album, which is on the other side also not necessary, because I have tons of tracks for the next 10 years still. So you know that feeling.
Right. Well, I don't, but yeah.
With me, same issue. And so I chose like tracks that or pieces that fit together, and I would say it's also genre fluid, like going from dub to techno to a little bit ambient, to a little bit jazzy stuff. Really, really like mixed thing. And and basically also I think the cover shows it pretty bad. Pretty bad. It shows it pretty bad, the situation on the back side of the cover. Let me show it to you quickly. A second, please.
Looks very clean in there, don't it?
With me?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So this is the cover.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Sweet.
I guess you've seen it maybe online already. And in the back cover is this.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. That's dope. That's dope.
Shows a little bit, which is also part of the duality, right? It's the 2 vinyls inside, so they continue with the topics of also AI, And lyrics, actually all the pieces have lyrics, so it's not a classical dance music album, although it
Okay.
is now. Yeah, here's a little bit more. So, I prompted a lot of images. Also, I'm critical to AI, as beautiful as it is. And I'm going to paint some of the things on real canvas, with oil colors, to also show the critical side of AI. I'm going to have an expo in 1 month.
Okay.
So yeah, I used it for me because it's amazing. I wouldn't have been able to draw it myself that way. And I used AI with the ethical background for myself, only allowed it to myself because I'm doing activist stuff, like climate or nature activism. And so for this is my ethical explanation why I was allowed doing that, and I want to bring it back on canvas. So blah 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 blah, lots of stuff to talk about. Yada yada yada. That's about System Reset. Check it out, of course, if you haven't yet. And
of course.
I think a lot to I think everybody from us has something to say to it, probably, or can feel alike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that was some nice artwork. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I've never seen that's my first time seeing the back end, the rear.
That's people like to spread the front, but I prompted many dark covers as well, because I have also a very dark side in me. Probably all of us, and I tried also to use the AI. I wanted like melting flash and put it really to the border, and it actually stopped very early to give me harder images, which would be, because melting flash, what's the problem? People eat meat, so
right.
I cannot not show that. But however, I think it's really important for me also to put in the duality of death, right? The happy times, we have them, but I think it's good to look at the other stuff as well. So thanks for the input. Maybe I should use more death images for the future.
The dark side.
The dark side.
Well, that is wonderful. So with that being said, you're also working on a project to write music for theater.
Yes.
From what I understood, yeah. Could you maybe elaborate on that a bit for us?
I was asked by a friend. I got to know her. So I never had really like a crossover with theater in my life, although I would have loved to, but I never really had any entry. And so I went, I think 3 years ago. It was short after the war with Ukraine, when it was attacked. And there was a piece from Łukasz Twardkowski. He's apparently like kind of underground theater star, or maybe not so underground anymore. And he had a piece called Respublika. And I just read, it was something with Ukraine and something with Lithuanian government. And he is a Polish guy, being in Munich in Kammerspiele. So here in Munich is one of Europe's biggest theater houses, if you can say that like this. So almost as important as the opera. And it's always really, really interesting, but I have not really an entry to that kind of art form, So and at this really impressive Respublika piece, which was totally crazy, with GoPro cams, you see on huge screens, there was techno music involved. And the actors, all the actors had GoPros. They had a dinner in a room, and you really think you sit with them. It was really flashy, and also with the techno music later, it was for me like so merging. And in that event, I was on the guest list, and there I met Rania Mlehi. And and since then, sometimes we wrote or didn't have so much crossover. To cut a long story short, she asked me like 3-4 months ago to that she would love to have me in her team. She's doing a production, and we have a premiere in the state opera of Nuremberg, and then also Berlin and Munich. and to have me to write the music. So yeah, and that was a big honor for me because that's a field I really wanted to explore for a really long time.
Mhm.
And also, as much as I love house and techno music and dance music in clubs, I really, would love to, yeah. I mean, you know me, you know that I write a lot of mixed music, a lot of released, and I'm coming also from band context and blah 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 blah. So this is the perfect opportunity that made me really happy. Yeah, so like the main stuff is written. The piece is about her. It's her personal 10 years. So the German Chancellor Angela Merkel, she said in 2015, like, hey, we will make it, no problem. All refugees come here. So there's this German, sentence, wir schaffen das, we will make it, that she said. Not going into the controversy of the politics right now, but she, with her personal history, she didn't came here as a refugee, but of course she witnessed, and her family, her friends, people she lost, and so over the 10 years she was writing a lot of lyrics, poetry, impressions, and everything gets stripped down.
Okay.
From 250 pages now to 60 pages. And I do the music basically for everything: laughing, death, grief, happiness. And it was very challenging and super much fun. So I hope I will get more jobs into this for the future.
Well, I'm sure you will, as talented as you are.
Hopefully. Never know, but it would be nice.
Yeah, that's true. When we talked about the album, you mentioned something about funding, that the government actually funded. Can you kind of get into that for a second?
Yeah, sure. I mean, earlier when I was living, Berlin, and I was doing all these events and all this crazy stuff, I didn't knew about these fundings, which is totally stupid because it were the golden times where everything was actually falling down when you know about it. But I didn't knew about it. I never knew about this kind of things, that they exist. So I've been always, let's say, I didn't have this entry, also coming from a working family, working class family, single mother, migration background, and so on and so on. So these things are like kind of gatekeeping. Now I know, because I'm in a certain age, and because I've found online a woman who's helping Flinter people also, who have even more difficult entry to certain sources. And so also during the Corona times was a lot of fundings going on, which I wasn't able to use back then because, health, that's another topic. But so basically it's from Initiative Musik, which is kind of, I don't know how to explain it in English correctly, but it's somehow cultural government money for popular music. And so I applied 3 times, and the third time worked. So album, yes.
Yeah,
I know
that's interesting. Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool, because I mean, I don't, at least over here, I have never heard of like that type of funding for like projects, especially music, like the kind of stuff we do. I mean, that's dope that the government. Well, I noticed that at least in the Berlin, they really support that music and arts. You know what I mean? And I think, at least over here, I don't really see that a lot. But I was very interested when she said that, like, oh, yeah, I got support from the government. That's dope. So
how is it in the US? You know about this kind of things? Because I mean, it's culture also. Like, how is it there? Did you ever had anything in that direction going on?
Not right now. If anything's happening here, they're trying to take away culture.
Yeah.
It's,
plus, we weren't privy of those things back then.
No.
We either rented the club out and did it our own thing, or even music wise, it was us working jobs to come up with extra money to support it. But as we were talking, I remember you saying that I also have this opportunity to do this over here in Poland, but yet, I'm also unaware of where they are. I did try to do some research, and I just kept coming up empty-handed. I just couldn't find information. But there were people over here in Poland telling me that, yeah, the information is out there, and sometimes you might have to get the money from the EU, even though you're in Poland, or say, for doing events. But yeah, back in Kalamazoo, it was funded. Our own pockets.
Maybe it's also kind of gatekeeping for the communities, because from the governmental side, there's always a certain percentage which is declared in the planned politics for the years, declared for cultural things, for example. That's what I know now. Also, I wasn't aware of that, right? So this money is getting spent on cultural stuff anyway. So the thing is, just sometimes I think it's maybe kind of gatekeeping for certain communities to be left outside on purpose, which I could imagine, working class, people of color, Flinter people. It's like always the same, that's kind of gatekeeping outside, and it's very often the same kind of people get the fundings. I think it was here like this as well. And I mean, imagine before internet.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
How you get that information, it's crazy. So
you would not know. You would not know before the internet. You wouldn't even know. They wouldn't even cross our minds. They just wouldn't even think, I can get money for this, to do this. Usually people get money if they're trying to do they start a small business or company or something. And then in Kalamazoo, they do have these local offices where you could, ask for money for a new business venture. And even, I think there was a group for African Americans too in Kalamazoo where you could ask. But as I remember, it was always about business. And the thought never occurred to me, hey, you could get money to do the label or some distribution or
which is
some
also
merchandise.
Right?
Yeah, which is also a business. But that's the thing. We never kind of looked at this as that's weird, because it is a real business, actually, this whole music thing. When you think about all that you have to do running a small label or just being an artist. Because when I started putting Sonic Mind on my resume, or in Europe they say CV, later, and using that as part of my experience. And then people would ask me, so what are you doing as this, a techno artist? Well, I got to do my own accounting, marketing. I have to be a great public relation person, booking artists, finances, and digital marketing, all of this, and still produce the music as well and fund it. Right. So this is the
hustle. If you better to not count out sometimes how much per hour is the salary.
Oh man, sitting up per hour making.
But if you think about it, you're actually doing a job of about a small office of 20 people.
Yes.
It's like one person doing all this, and people don't look at it that way until you actually stop and think, and like, you know what? I am the accountant. I am the promotions. I am the business manager. I am all this and that. And it is a lot of work, but people don't look at it that way. But like Donna was saying, there are opportunities, but I think most of the time that it doesn't happen because people aren't aware that the opportunities are out there. And I do think for some reason they kind of keep it that way.
It's gatekeeping, definitely. I mean, I've been living in Berlin 10 years almost. And you remember with my the X label, Parallel Berlin, we did events right from the start when we moved to Berlin, and in all locations except Berghain. Panorama Bar, we were doing events. Remember all those Griesmühle nights, 24/7, blah, blah, blah. We were never aware that we could have got money from Club Commission or also from the city. We were every time on full force financial risk, which was horrible. So, I mean, you get used to this kind of cortisol stress thing, but it's not a healthy thing because we cannot expand. We couldn't maybe book bigger names or concentrate on more Flinter or, BIPOC or this kind of things, because you're trying just to survive in order to just make it work somehow. But now afterwards, I'm like, fuck, we could have done so much stuff, workshops, whatever, all this funding. It was just there because we are creating the culture right now. The moment you're doing something, you are creating the culture, right? and maybe also opportunities for younger people, for people who are left out, and so on. And it's also the political or activist part in the capitalist part of surviving.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's really important to spread that around, and find these things and Google.
Right. Well, it's glad that you know that you actually telling the story and letting people aware of these opportunities, because it's a lot of this stuff that people don't know. You know what I mean? And it's great that you're sharing this with others so they can possibly, you know, do the same. And
Absolutely.
one thing that you did hit that made sense is, like you said, that you're creating culture, and that's a good thing, because as we see now, like I said over here, the culture is disappearing, and there's nobody creating anything. If anything, and I'm not just saying music, I mean everything. They're taking everything away from people. Like, oh well, you know, in some instances, like in my culture, you know, Black American, it's like it's disappearing. You know what I mean? And nobody's saying anything.
How did you notice that, or how would you describe it? Would be interesting.
Well, the current administration, and not to get too political, but since it kind of is hand in hand, like the current administration over here, they're taking things away, like as far as like, let's say slavery. We all know slavery existed, you know what I mean? But now all of a sudden it didn't exist, or there was you know, like when me and Daniel were in school, we learned about slavery. We were taught this in schools. Now they're trying to take this away and say, oh, it didn't happen. Or if it did happen, it wasn't like this. You guys weren't forced to hear it. You weren't brought here. You were just helping to make America better. No, there were slaves here, and they were here and with no choice. But they don't want to talk about that. They take that away. Like, oh, there's no slavery. It didn't exist. Or like another example, like if you go back in history, like NASA, a perfect example. So there was an article I seen like maybe a couple of months ago. I think at the Washington Post or somebody said something about, hey, I looked on the NASA website, because this is a big thing over here, that all the diversity inclusion programs in the United States are disappearing under this administration. Well, one of the programs in particular affected NASA. We all know that there are Black astronauts.
Of course.
That has been there. So this guy actually went just to see, because he was taking all his programs from like the government, you know what I mean? Anything that's government related or funded, which NASA is. You go on the website, there's no people of color on the website. The Black astronauts, they're not there. That's all gone. And then somebody questioned it, like, hey, where did they go? You know what I mean? So you can't sit here and take away things because they don't fit your agenda. Or, you know, say, oh yeah, slavery, there's no Black astronauts. No, you didn't make advances with peanuts. Different things like that, you're taking things away. It's almost like, and I hate to use this term and not to get this way, so please forgive me, but I am, because this is what it is right now. It's like almost like you're like whitewashing everything.
It is. It definitely is, and it's sick, and it's really sickening. I mean, over here, you know, it's interesting to hear it from your perspective. Of course, I'm following the news, and I'm also, you know, a little connected with people from the US. As with you, I also see, you know, people posting, and of course, like different sources of news. And I mean, it's building like a kind of white fascist government. And I mean, I know this kind of things in dictatorship is the wrong word, but let's say I'm not so well in English today. I speak to less
No
English.
worries.
But yeah, just also changing and rewriting history. Yeah, that's like the biggest lies. I know that also from the Soviet Union when it was back then in Poland. You know, my uncle was in the underground to work against this lying in history also, you know, that the children learn like wrong history for the future. They go to school, they don't learn all of it, and that's how you brainwash upcoming generations, and that's so wrong. And that's also like, you know, a basic point with me in music. It's shifting, it's changing. Yes, we have all these issues, like you know, on a bigger picture, we have you have Trump and this other sick shit going on. I'm sorry if I can talk like this.
Yeah, you're fine.
Here I think it's a little easier. Still, though, also topics like climate catastrophe is one of the biggest points ever here, where also nobody really gives a damn anymore. People move away from climate topics, although that's very serious stuff. However, I don't want to go into this now because we all know. But I just feel more and more the necessity of, also the dying clubs in Berlin and so on and so on. Of course, people say, yeah, clubs were there, they disappear, new ones open. That's true. And still things changed, right? Like there was Corona. We had global lockdowns. Not so much tourists come anymore. Let's say to Berlin, for example, things shift. There's less money. There's less hedonism, or maybe it shifts somewhere else. People do more things at home. But I feel more and more like building communities to be there for each other. And that's like the glue of music more than ever. So it gets for me like a very strong political and, how to say, humanitarian point, That gets the main thing. Like people have less money. Building communities help each other. You need clothes, I can help you. You need whatever, someone cannot pay this, I can help you, and this kind of things, like that's what I feel that gets more and more important, to help together and to stick together. And for me, I decided, like I was in a very dark hole for the last years, also like heavy depressions and so on. That would now take 1 hour just to tell about that. But, I decided also like happiness is my resistance now. I've been so unhappy inside for such a long time. And also things like this political things, they fuck me up so heavily sometimes that I didn't see a future anymore, right? Then I talk to people from Gaza or Ukraine, they lose their parents. Yeah, they fall on the battlefields, whatever, like really hard shit. And they say, it's all about surviving together. So I go back to that somehow, and I said for 2025, although I know the data for climate catastrophe, for example, it's so dark, the fortune, but me alone, I can't do it. I can't do it. So what I decided for 2025 is like radical acceptance. That's the only thing I can do right now, accept what's coming, which I know. We all know somehow, and still try to be happy, because if I'm positive, I can give more, right? I can also share more. I can be there for others. And that's like that where I decided now. It sounds cheesy, but like happiness is resistance. And also such fuckers like, Trumps or this sick shit, to not let them split each other, that we don't get split into different small groups and bullshit, and try to really, really stick together. I think that's like what I see also in all this parties here, a little bit more in Germany, what I observe. I mean, I'm not going out so much anymore, of course, but still, like I had some, I checked out Berlin, there. So there's really this community stuff. I think it got stronger now. It got separated maybe from a lot of bullshit, or maybe it's also just my bubble. I don't know. But I don't know how that can work in the US in such a huge country. But I don't know. Like I play the ball to you, Myles.
Yeah.
Train station.
I think last time I had the ball, I got shocked. So
how could it be in the US? Like,
I don't know. I mean, from what I there are situations here where you hit it right on the head, where there are things that are trying to like tear people apart. And the thing that I do see, at least this time around, people are recognizing and they kind of see what's happening. Yeah. Now, it's not like everybody is, but there are people who are recognizing, hey, you know what? They're trying to divide and conquer. And let's stop this. You know what I mean? So you see different communities coming together, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, we might not agree on everything, but I think on the humanity side, that I think everybody agrees on that. So let's focus on that for now. Our other differences, we can deal with that later. But right
Yeah.
now, if we don't come together now, we won't be around to do that no more, you know?
Right.
So I think I see that a lot. There's like every day it's wild over here. It's like the wild wild west over here for real.
Yeah.
And it gets hard. I talk to a lot of expats that people who used to live here or are in Berlin or somewhere in Europe, you know, and they don't want to come back.
They don't want to come back to the US.
They don't want to come back.
Yeah, I noticed that also.
So you kind of hear this, and you know, and I feel it. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's like almost like I see it, but it's kind of like which is probably wrong, but I think most of us do this. Like, I'm just gonna put my blinders on until it gets in front of me. I mean, I can't stop it. What can I do to stop it? I only can focus on me and my family and my friends, and kind of do the things that I can do. You know what I mean? But I think my wish is like at some point, I think the rest of this country will wake up and finally do something. Like, you have power, you have things that you can control. You just have to like utilize that power and just say, hey, you know what? We're not standing for this. You know, and it's slowly happening, but until it happens on a larger scale, I think that's the only way things would finally change around here. So,
but I mean, like what you said, like the black people that were removed from the NASA. I mean, is there something happening, like an action or protests? What the heck?
No.
Because this part I haven't read anywhere.
No. I think a lot of it, like at least what I see, there's a lot of distractions.
Oh yeah.
And I think personally, some of these distractions are put there on purpose.
Yep. Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
It was Kelly, was Mr. R.
You know,
but that's done. So
it's mad stuff. Like this week alone, you have there's a football player here, Shannon Sharp. Got him, and then there's another basketball. Gilbert Arenas got popped yesterday. You know what I mean? It's all this stuff they throw in and it takes away from. Oh, well, what is Congress doing? What is the government doing?
Yeah,
they're working behind the scenes. It's not even behind the scenes anymore. It's really in front of you. It's like you use to look here or look there. That's what you know. That's what it is. So
yeah, because even that story with the 10 escapees didn't really last too long, but the one guy is still on the run, so they can create some little stories from that to keep you focused on that for a bit. So
insane.
Yeah. And it's not saying that, you know, none of this is happening without people, but it's happening. And it's just like it's easier to focus on other things than what really needs to be focused on. So
I mean, that is one thing I'll say Mr. Trump did do. He did open a lot of people's eyes just because of his presence being there. My mom
gets impressions every time she sees his face anywhere. Really like,
I mean, that's just him being there. It definitely ripped the Band-Aid off. Now, you know, you see, but for some people, you know, they'll just stay in the dream world. But for something like Myles was saying, a lot of things, some people are waking up. You know, it's unfortunate it can't happen fast enough or sooner. Kind of reminds me of that. What was that? That movie Ants, where the one little ant stood up to the grasshoppers, and then later they all became aware.
Right.
You know, it took a minute. So, you know,
you know that I don't know. It's an African proverb. Unfortunately, I don't remember from which country, but it was circling. You probably have read it already, but I like it so much. Like people say, "Oh, I'm way too small to make an impact." But have you ever like slept with a biting mosquito in a room? You know, like something like this. And it's
turn the lights on and everything.
Yeah,
find this guy.
Yes. So some mosquitoes, but I mean, your country is also fucking big, so that's
Right.
mosquitoes. But
Right.
maybe they're rising. I hope so.
Yeah. So some of you viewers might like thinking like, this is really, where's the music, but this is what we've always had these conversations. This is
Of
like,
course, I think it all belongs together, right?
yeah, it does. You know what I mean? Especially when we get together, we'll kick it and have fun, but then we usually talk some serious stuff. And I think people should kind of know, music is one thing, but it's all together, you know what I mean? So, and I think, with all the crazy things that are happening in this world, music becomes your escape.
Yes.
So as you can see, people, this is what happens. Like,
a community glue, right?
Right.
I don't know how it's with you in Michigan, where you have some like places where you still like play like regularly, or you have some people coming, or maybe younger people coming, or like DJ workshops. You have things like this.
I'm sure some of this stuff is going on in Detroit. I'm actually in Flint, so I'm like maybe an hour away. But me, as far as like me actually having time, I don't have any time. I'm always working either. And it's sad because like right after we get done with this, like I'm gonna try to get some food, and I gotta make music. I haven't touched nothing, and I got some deadlines and stuff I gotta meet. So, but
Very good. You have some deadlines.
Yeah, so it's like doing that and trying to squeeze everything, and I have basically one day off of work, and it's tough, but
you would go for a break, maybe consider that.
I need something, man. I need
care, I guess.
Yeah.
We need to get them back over here to Europe permanently.
That would be nice.
Would you be interested in that? Seriously?
That would be nice.
No, seriously, would you consider that?
Moving?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because your family is there, no? Like your sister and your mom.
Yeah. I've done it once, and it didn't go so well. So that's not, the situation would be different, but it's always in the back of my mind, like
I think long as he can come home every so often, he'd be fine. If he could, if he could go home when he wants to go home, like he could be here, let's say 3 or 4 months, and he go home for a month and come back.
Many people
fine with that.
So you're always welcome. I have also contacts. You have contacts.
Cool.
It's possible to work out something for sure.
Okay, I'll take that. D, you had a question. What were we talking about?
Earlier, I had I asked her earlier the question, but we started talking about other stuff. I got more questions, but
let's get some questions then.
So I gotta ask. I gotta do it. The whole raw wax thing.
Yes.
How did all that come about? And earlier you mentioned that Mr. is Polish, actually.
Yes.
I never picked up on that before. I don't know why, but yeah, Mr. Raw Wax.
And what a time ran so fast. I'm just let me think. That must have been 2013, I think.
Probably somewhere.
It was crazy. How did it came up? I think I just sent the demos.
Mm-hmm.
Ex told me like, send demos. So I did, and I think he wanted some more, and then we signed right away, like one record, like one maxi record, 4 tracks, album 8 tracks, and then immediately another record also. And then we met pretty quick in Berlin. That was still in, I don't know what it was, Hoppetosse, I think, or Kata Club, where they had upstairs this beautiful, amazing restaurants back then.
Okay.
In Peace restaurant. It was really amazing. I'm a tourist, so I'm a foodie also sometimes. And and then from there I released a couple more, like also the Little Moody Man hit, Did You Ever? And and he's Polish. Yeah, we speak in Polish sometimes. He grew up in Frankfurt, also around Sven Väth.
Oh, okay.
Frankfurt school.
So what was it like working with him?
Was easy, super easy. I mean, he's doing so much stuff, so basically just was really easy going for it, sending stuff. He likes it, he releases it. He doesn't like it, he doesn't. so super
Yeah, I
easy.
get
And the
you.
focus on vinyl, I mean, it's still
Yeah, see,
yeah. And
easy.
now that I haven't released for a longer while, I mean, I released last year. I think that this one was like took longer also because of Corona schedules and so on.
Mhm.
But I'm planning to release another record. Actually, I wanted to expand my own label a bit more, but why not expand everywhere?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Shoot, Raw Wax is it's dope. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a good school, you know yourself, you know the Chaiwex series. I had 2 or 3 records on Chaiwex. Also cool, you know, featuring all the let's say kind of pioneers also like Gemini and so on. Yeah, or LB, rest in peace. Still cannot believe a world without LB and other Mike Huckabee also.
oh yeah, Mike,
Stuff.
Mike.
Yeah.
So also, you got to tell me, what was the daily life like growing up in Berlin? You know, not all. I know you weren't doing music all the time, but
I grew up in Munich, huh? But you mean now at the time I was living in Berlin?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you didn't grow up in Berlin. You actually grew up in Poland, right?
I'm born and raised in Munich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But with a very strong Polish background, so that they wanted to raise an underground fighter, so they did. You know, which is very special for Polish history, if you know about it, the last few hundred years, where a lot of other states wanted Poland to be wiped away. So that was also not the easiest thing to grow up with this identity issues in Germany. But however, where we were, it was with Munich, and I hated it, to be honest. I also experienced racist violence from my school teacher the first 2 years, like heavy.
Okay.
Not only me, but also a few other migrants, Turkish boys, and another girl from Afghanistan back then. So, you know, that was not the best entry to have a lovely relationship to this country and city, of course, and growing up. That basically, of course, left also kind of traumatic impact, which I wasn't aware. I didn't told my mom, so you know, I lived with this kind of things, you know.
Yeah.
And they shaped my brain in a way which, yeah, they did. Just human life, things happen, brain shapes different. So Munich I didn't like. I always wanted to go away from here. And so with 16, I already wanted to move to Berlin, but I was too young. So I just knew I want to get away from here because I thought this is a racist city. In the meantime, I made peace with it. I'm okay since I came back here. And of course, I'm older and I can see that not all people suck, you know, in that direction. But of course, you know, this kind of experiences or background or growing up brought me closer also to people with, you know, similar brain structures, let's say, yeah, to say it in a psychiatric way. So everyday life, you know, for me wasn't everyday life like with 99% of all the other kids because of this violence in school. Then my parents were also separated very young. I was very early, so I was 2 years old when they separated. And it was all the time like court issues. He wasn't paying money, so you know my mom was very rough, working alone. And back then it was still the Iron Curtain. I'm born 1980. Until 89 was the Iron Curtain, and my uncle was very often jailed. We didn't know where he was, and you know my mom trying to help from Germany with packages, you know, that were sent like kind of half illegal, and like food, you know, just things like bananas and chocolate, so they could how you say tauschen, wymienić. How you say, you give chocolate and you get rice, for example, you know, like exchange.
Like a barter.
Okay.
Barter. Yeah.
Exactly, you know, things like this. And then I got very sick when I was, I think, 7.5. And then also the little bit of everyday life that was there was killed, so it started that I showed like weird symptoms and blah blah blah. Long story short, I was diagnosed with juvenile dermatomyositis, which is skin and muscle collagenoses, kind of rheumatic disease. So the own immune system is attacking certain parts of the body. So it's a classic autoimmune disease. And from that time on, I was regularly in hospital for weeks, sometimes 2-3 months. And I had to take pills every day. So like cortisone, immune suppressants. Don't want to go too much into detail, but like twice a week I had to do like special gymnastics because, for example, if you take high cortisone, and I took a lot, I started with I think 50 milligram when I was 7 or 8 years old, which is really a lot. I had all my toes broken, because one of the things with cortisone is that it's. I don't want to get too nerdy because I'm really into medical stuff. We're here still with the music. Blah, blah, blah. So, I didn't have the classic everyday life. So I was not allowed to do sports in school anymore. At the same time, I was taking high dose of cortisone, which makes you awake. So, I was in school like this all the time, which the teachers didn't like. So I had all the time just problems. Then I missed many weeks again, and they tried to put me in school, put me in hospital always when it were holidays. So I never had holidays. And I lost slowly also touch with people, and I didn't really have much friends also anymore because, I wasn't living that life of, the other kids.
Okay.
Let's say. So that's one of the things that shaped my life. And of course, because of this I was every week I had to go to control the blood. I have here, I think 200 or more small stitches. And that also shapes my brain in a different other way, So I would say like this why the ADHD topic was actually always present, but no one was talking about this kind of things. Back then, you were just like gaga, and now it's now I understand myself better why I struggle with certain things still in my age, because I haven't reworked certain things. So in the development of the brain, certain things lead to certain things. So we can do another episode on trauma or something if you ever feel like. But so that was not the everyday life, and music was my only shelter. Also at home I had a violent stepfather, which makes me want to move out when I was 12 already. So I had it quite rough. Let's say I moved out, and finally when I was 15, and I dreamt about killing him.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Things that happen.
Right.
And so with 15, I really moved out, and very early, like I started like to have music as my only shelter, because home wasn't a safe place. School wasn't a safe place. I mean, once your brain shaped differently, you feel like there's no safe place at all anywhere anymore. That's just a consequence of traumatic events, however they are, and whoever had them, different kind of things. And so I think music was my really, sounds cheesy, but that was the shelter, kind of autistic shelter, that shaped me in a different way.
That was actually my next question. I was like, what brought you into music? Well, you just answered that. So,
almost.
But I can see where the influence came. I mean,
the influence came from Poland. It was actually Polish folklore music, world music, that shaped my musical taste. My family was singing a lot. My grandma was singing partisan songs about dying soldiers from the Second World War. I learned all of them. And then my aunt, she was a kindergartner, and I watched this Polish movie. Maybe Donald, you know it. It's from this Polish folklore group Mazowsze. Have you heard of them?
Mazowska. Not probably. I probably heard a few of their songs, but I don't know that is them.
That shaped me a lot. It's like basically rewritten folklore music. I was 3 years old, and there was running this this film, and this music was inside, and I was like, wow. it was, it was folklore, folk songs, Polish old ancient folk songs, or even pagan things, which were written into an orchestral how to say shape, like waltz, what was typical at that time, the kind of rhythms, 3/4 and so on, and choirs singing. I really am a choir addict. So that, I think that's what shaped me mainly. And then just, this drama in my life just brought me even more and more and more as a, yeah, blah, blah.
Yeah. No, that's good to know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we hear people got questions and like to know people's backgrounds and stuff. And you have a very interesting background. It's very interesting story. Nice, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Life happening.
And earlier you said a good thing, which you could use probably for one of your projects. Home wasn't a safe place. That's a perfect album title right there for you.
Mm-hmm.
It came out of your own mouth. So maybe you use it.
Now it's house. We can line over there. That's now home is a very safe place. I love my home. You see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, your homes also look really safe and cozy.
Yeah.
Well,
we got cats, and the cats protect the homes. They chase away the evildoers.
Yeah. Speaking of cats, where you still have the cat?
No animal anymore. Yes,
animal.
No, but I'm feeding the birds, and I still rescue animals if I see them. I drive them to veterinaries or something. But no. And I'm saving insects as usual. On the street. So since my relationships are over. Rest in peace, Chico. He was lovely. Chico was
I was the cat, man.
My big love. But everybody of us has its time on Earth, unfortunately. So I have to be honest. I'm at the moment happy I have no animals. So at least in a time I don't have to cry.
That's
no, not responsible for something, or another life.
Good time, man. How old are you now, Donald?
13, going on 14. Well, I know. I'm sorry, they'll turn 14. Yeah, this week.
Wow, happy birthday.
That's how long you had them?
Yeah. Well, no, I had Callie 2 years before 2G came.
Okay.
2G came later because of my friends were moving back to Texas, and my silly self thought, okay, I'll take her brother because then she'll leave me alone at night. When I'm trying to sleep, she won't be doing the whole Peter Pan run on top of me at 2 a.m. when I'm sleeping, and not messing with my wife. So, if I take the brother, they're gonna be reunited. They're gonna play with each other. No, they were like fighting. They didn't even know each other when we brought him over. So it was like, okay, she's still jumping around at night like Peter Pan, or I should say flying around, because I don't know how she does this. And it's always that right when I'm in that perfect sleep, I'm in that good dream, and boom, I'm like, okay, here we go.
Are you closing the door while sleeping, or
no? The door is no. She's in the room, like she sleeps in the room with us, but her brother sleeps outside, because if we had the door open and they both were out, it would be too much. They would probably be fighting and really waking us up. And
are they not together?
Well, like right now we're having this. They're just out. Like I'm not, like when I'm home, I don't close them anywhere. They're out. They have to, But when I leave, I kind of keep them separated, because he's a lot stronger than her. He's way bigger than she is, but she's feisty. But still, I don't want to come home. Maybe there's some pee somewhere, or hair somewhere. So when I leave, I just put them in different rooms of the flat. And we still have a bird, which is very old. Well, because my wife had 2 of them, and one is still alive, and that bird is at least 24 years old. So
they get like 60, I read. Huh?
Yeah, some of them can get pretty old, but I don't want to leave him out and about when the bird is out and about, because with Callie, she grew up with the bird. She's not going to do anything to them. But him, I can't say that. The bird will probably be dead when I'll come back. So it's okay though. It's like it's not a problem the way we're living like this, but it was just my silly self thinking that the cats are gonna be like people and like, oh, my brother, we're gonna
No.
But what bird is it? Is it a parrot or?
no, it's one of those. It is a parrot. It's like one of those nymphs. The ones that have those cockatiels. They have I call them punk rockers because the hair go up.
Oh, okay.
They're like punks. But yeah, it is like a parrot or a parakeet is in that family.
Family, yeah. I don't know the Polish word. You know the Polish word for them?
I guess cocket. Well, let me look that up.
Yeah, super interesting.
Cockatiel, but I know that. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna give me. Or they call them nymphs too.
Okay. Nymph. So, yeah.
Okay, let's see. It says kakadu.
Kakadu. But it's one, huh?
Because I typed in cockatiels, and
but
it says kakadu.
No?
But it's smaller. It's not like
this one's like the ones that you have like light blue, greenish mostly.
No, not those. Those are parakeets. I had one of those when I was a kid. But these are more like kind of gray with a little bit of like red. Orange around here, some yellow. Yeah. So that's why I call them punk rockers.
I love punk rock as well.
I know you do.
That's so cute. 24, respect. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other one died like a few years back, like right, after we were coming out of COVID, and my wife is thinking that maybe she caused it because she had COVID, and she thought maybe the bird got. But it's like, no, I think she just was old and she was already, on her way out and everything. So it was a sad thing when you have a pet for so long,
of course,
and then they perish away. It's just amazing how you could really feel. You don't think it when they're alive, but then when they die, you're like, you actually feel this. Like, man, I remember being a kid and the first bird I think I had the bird for like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And when it died, I remember my mom saying, "Oh, you were crying for days. You made us have a funeral and everything for that bird."
It's family.
Yeah. And then I thought they buried it in the backyard, and found out later, oh, we just put it in the burn barrel. We told you we buried her, but we just
That's trauma.
I said, oh, okay. Thanks. I thought so. Yeah.
In peace, beautiful babes.
Yeah. All right.
Cutie pies.
DJing or live performances?
Ooh, live.
Why?
I think it's a natural approach. I didn't really decide it. I started DJing when I was. I had only one record player because I didn't have money, of course, because I moved out with 15, so it was difficult. So sometimes we did fun like with the one record player. A friend of me that also moved out very young, we're DJing and laughing.
Yeah, I think we've all done that with the one record player.
Yeah, I mean, I tried DJing for a while, but it was not so much my thing. I don't know, I felt like I have to make music. Actually, I felt it when I was a very small child. I was like, I have to become a pianist. Yeah, how you say? Piano player. Yeah. And I wanted to, I was eager to learn piano. What's the name? Violin. And drums, especially. And also, I liked a lot accordion.
Oh.
You say that in English also?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really, when I was small, I wanted to learn all of that, but single mama, there was no money for that, of course. So yeah, but there was a drive always to creating and playing active music, The records came naturally because of record shops, of course, end of 90s. I bought always the surprise packages, which were cheaper. Maybe you know them also. There was like always 8 shit records and 2 of them. And the records were so shitty that really nobody wanted to have them.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, live.
Okay.
Live.
Yeah. I don't. To be honest, I have never seen you DJ.
Well, you missed
Every
it.
time I've seen you, it's always been live PA.
Yeah, I DJ now a little bit here since I'm in Munich. I got asked sometimes, to play on the Pride wagon, for example. Then I play back to back, but it's really easy peasy, lemon squeezy, like just with the, I don't know if I really said that with the lemon squeezy. I really don't use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brain, what are you making up? But I like, we do like lemons. Yeah, and so we play back to back. Then it's more fun for me. Then it's more entertaining, also, But it's not like this passion.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. The passion comes and goes, but what stays is just more my output of composing. Composing is really my thing mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything special, like? Because what I've been noticing as of late, well, it's always been there, but I think especially with the new album and kind of like over the last couple of releases, like album wise, you do a lot of your own vocals, and I do see you singing a lot more. So
yeah, no, because I didn't understood the beginning of the question.
Oh, I said like as of late, like I see like you talking about your production stuff. I've noticed, me personally, I've noticed a lot more vocals.
Too much.
But it's you singing and you doing a lot of vocals, which I think is actually pretty dope. But like as far as your production style, you have a certain style, you have a certain technique that you go in, like when you start a track, like what? Because are you like, I know every track isn't a vocal track, but like what's your intent when you get in the studio? Like, okay, I'm gonna make something. Like, how do you go about it, and how do you know which tracks require a vocal or not?
I don't know. It's just it's not an aware process. It just, I would say, it just happens while playing. For me, it's really, I don't know. It's just the playing in this kind of safety zone where I always know something comes up, something comes out. And I know that I got many times also. I mean, I know that, of course, like Did You Ever Now is one of the tracks from me that has like the most plays also on Spotify. For example, I think heading towards 4 million, which has.
Wait, you said 4 million?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because of Moody Man, I mean,
okay.
How it goes. It was a closing track on the DJ Kicks. And you have this mixed version, original version. So yeah, it's heading quite quick there. Of course, people listen to the compilation also. And that's a vocal track. That's something, it just happened, It just happened. My heart was broken. I got cheated on, and it's the same like when probably people write any kind of lyrics, rap music, whatever, trap, hip hop, classic. You have to say something, so you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's the thing. If it makes sense for me to say something, I'm gonna say it. And because I've been raised with singing so much, that's like apparently one of the synapses in my head that has developed in that direction. That sometimes the DJs hate me because it's too much vocals,
Okay.
That's the other direction of it, So someone also criticized me that the album is amazing and it would be much better if there would be much less vocals.
Which I also, album, you do what the hell you want to do.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. And still, sometimes pieces also function very well for certain ears with less vocals, So
gotcha.
For dance music, people like sometimes. I also could have released on other big labels, but they wanted me to remove vocals from certain tracks. So I was stressed about it and decided, no, I cannot, because in this piece, it means something,
Right.
It's something else if you have a vocal that says, right? Then if you say like, did you ever had a feeling of a broken heart? Or things like this, right? So, and even there sometimes the maybe makes a rhythm decision for yourself where you find it's important that it stays, yeah.
Right.
So, but maybe it's also my problem because I'm inside some genre fluid, fluid, all the styles that I'm working on that to focus more on also putting certain things, wie sagt man das? Yeah, like put them more in order, more tracks that I have without vocals, also releasing them, more like going with the jazz and the classic with my side project and doing the techno, maybe concentrating more also on the techno because I also like hard techno and and try. I understand that it makes for me sense to mix things, but sometimes for the scene itself or for certain DJs, it doesn't.
Right.
But I'm working on this issue already 15 years, so.
Boom. Hey, Josh. That song from
Josh.
It gives me goosebumps when I hear it. Incredible track.
Thanks so much. Really sweet. That came from the heart, that's the decision when the vocal has to be inside. And that just happens. And if I know it happens naturally and it's a quickly produced track, then I don't like touching it also anymore. So it's a very intuitive decision. And I write fast also.
Cool.
Friend of the show, SJK, amazing LPs and nice headphones, by the way.
Which headphones? We all have really nice headphones.
I think he's talking about yours.
He's talking about yours. he don't care about ours.
He says this every week. He's like, yeah, whatever.
From a very good friend from Berlin. It has a, I think, 3-meter cable, which is amazing.
Oh, wow.
So you cannot rip it out, like, the DJ style. Huh?
Yeah.
Myles, by the way, doesn't Joshua have Polish roots too?
Yeah, Josh is Polish. I believe.
Is he like full Polish or he's just like?
I don't know. I don't think he's full Polish. He might be,
I'm also not full Polish.
Yeah.
Like my father was German, but with a very cosmopolitan background. He spoke Swedish, Russian, and whatever. But Daniel now also has a Polish background. So Daniel z nami może troszeczkę porozmawiać po polsku też. Bo to
Rozumiem. Czasami mówisz po polsku, czasami nie mówisz po polsku.
No.
Kiedy chcesz, mówi po polsku.
A ty, słuchaj, z twoją żoną mówisz czasem po polsku też?
Tak, czasami, but I'm starting to speak in English. Of course, moja żona mówi po polsku, but ja nie chcesz mówi czasami. Ja mówi po angielsku. Let's speak English. That's what I'll say to her.
I don't know any Polish, but to answer your question.
I'm sorry for excluding Myles. We had to.
It's okay. To answer your question, Josh says, no, I'm not.
Oh.
Not Polish. It's just my mom's last name. She was adopted.
Okay.
On planet anyway.
You were.
And he's from the trees.
Tarzan.
That's a mama, free mama.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta learn Polish now. I do feel left out.
I'm very sorry.
That's okay.
But next time you come to Europe, we just got a crash all with Donnell in Warsaw.
Yeah.
You've been to Warsaw already?
Yeah, he stayed with me over
I've been there once. It was a long time ago. But unfortunately, when I went, it was like Easter.
Yeah, so nothing. How it is.
Nothing going on. It was some cool stuff. I met some cool people that I did.
It is empty.
It was empty. It was like a ghost town.
Yes.
And then we went walking around. The people that were out, like all the restaurants were closed. I think we went to like a Chinese restaurant for food because it was the only place open. And then we were walking, and one of his wife's friends, she had a little get together. So we were walking in her apartment building, and this is the first time I've ever seen they write on the door.
No.
And I think it's an ash, right? Is it ash?
I don't know. In Germany, they don't do it.
Okay, so they were writing on the door, and I'm like, "What's up? Why are these doors got writing?" Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said, "Well, they come and they bless the house and they write something on the door or something." Mm-hmm. So it was cool. I've never seen any of that.
And the Żabka shops. He was amazed by how many those Żabkas were in each corner around. So the little frog shop that, well, in English is frog shops, but in Polish, Żabka, because they just had them every building. There's one And the thing is, they're not all owned. They're like all kind of like franchises, so
Oh,
they
like
don't
the
care.
grocery store thing.
Yeah, that they'll just put them up. They're kind of like having like a 7-Eleven, but if you can imagine a 7-Eleven on every corner and two on the same street, and it's owned by two different people, so they're kind of battling. Really, it's like this place. Okay, we're about to close because that one's getting more business, for example, and
Damn.
but the company, of course, itself doesn't care because you
Right.
got to pay them anyway. It's almost like you become their employee.
Yeah.
It
So
was
I didn't.
crazy because I've never seen like there were like all these like high-rise apartments. They're like new, and everyone had the same thing. Like you didn't have to leave to go to the store. It's down in the basement.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was down there. Because
I've never seen that. I mean, it's clever, but I've never seen that before until I went there.
and the thing what it is with those shops, they get a lot of their fresh vegetables and fruits from the local farmers
They do.
as well. Yeah, so it's like it's good stuff in there. So they really got it. Now they started having pizzas. Like you can go in there and get a whole pizza and
Okay.
hot sandwiches, pancake, all kinds of stuff in there now. It's like,
Interesting.
man, I won't do that. I was like, I can't go that far. Like sometimes I get the cold sandwiches in the package, like the egg sandwich or something, or I get like my non-alcoholic beer there and some little like knick-knack stuff and sometimes fruits. But I was like, I'm not going to get no pizza up in here, man. That's just
Crazy.
nah, can't do that. But yeah, they're convenient. I ain't gonna lie, because you used to only have those mom and pop shops over here, and they're gonna be closed on Sunday. At least that Jobka thing is open. Like they were even open on Christmas. And in Poland, nothing's open on Christmas, but they're allowed to be open because they do a slick thing. They open up these kind of like package points. So, for example, you could take your package there to have it shipped, or you can pick up a package. So based on this, they can be open on like holidays and certain things.
Hey, but
Like
this mama and papa shops, they use, I don't know, you call it like this in English. They used to be also always open. Like, my family, like main part of my family is living in Lublin, and like the outside area a little bit, or the suburb of Lublin. When the Stokrotka and Żabka came, we were actually quite sad back then. But we, let's say 20 years before, because we had very close connections always to these people that owned the shops.
Yeah. It's always like they lived here locally. You got really cool with them. You felt like a family with them.
The daughter, the husband, and they were actually also always open till 10 in the evening or something, and we're very, very independent. I mean, I'm happy to hear that Żabka is at least having also the local farmers and vegetables.
So at least they do that.
What do you say?
That's at least they do that. But what you're saying with these mom and pop shops, they used to be open, but when Poland adopted Germany's, thing of let's be closed on Sundays, then they weren't open on Sundays. And I hated that, because then everybody's scrambling on Saturday to get everything they need, and that was just causing the stores to be packed with people. So then sometimes you're like, okay, I guess I got to go shopping during the weekdays because Saturday is going to be crazy and Sunday things aren't going to be open. But Żabka just, they're just open all the time now. So yeah, but I do miss those little mom and pop shops because they were a bit more personal and you really got to know the people. And
I liked so much, when you went inside, like whatever season it was in summer, you went inside and it's just such a strong smell of ripe tomatoes and dill. And I miss that really hard.
Yeah, but they've been squeezed out, a lot of them. Even I had a favorite vegetable. I can say it's a shop, but the guy was just selling his vegetables privately, but on this strip next to us where there's a bunch of little shops and things. And he was there since we had moved over here. And then recently he had to leave because some of these stores are carrying vegetables. And the other thing was he wasn't using one of those credit card terminals. He was only accepting cash. So I think people were finding it more convenient to use the credit card. But in our case, we just kept going to him anyway, just to help him out, so he could last longer. And because he was like, the dude. And often, I don't have enough money. Oh, take it. You can pay later. And sometimes he just like, oh, don't bother. Okay, have a discount. So
that's the difference. What I mean, also in the structures that we are talking. to communities or something. That's also things that I think belong, in this kind of supporting each other and to you don't have enough cash, pay next time.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Kind of things, and also supporting and promoting this kind of local businesses. I mean, that's for me as although I grew up here, I had a very close bond to Poland, and it was normal. I think we talked yesterday a moment also. The moment we drove over the Polish border, there were always children and old women, mostly, like selling all kinds of berries and mushrooms, like fresh stuff that they collected just from the forest, very fresh. You bought like so much kind of berries for, very small money, or flowers, small flower things, or the big sunflowers where you eat the seeds. I miss this, and that's the capitalism, and especially the EU standards, which as always, like, so Żabka is cute, but it's kind of Amazon a little bit.
Yeah, that's the only part. Yeah.
So I try to go also to local farmer markets here sometimes, but this anarchy, which I think a little bit of anarchy is always good to have and keep and protect for our biodiversity, which I also see in politics or society, that people can sell some berries next to the street. I think that should be okay, right?
Yeah, I still see that over here. I mean, every weekend I go to the farmers market. I have eggs and apple juice, like the fresh apple juice, things like that. I need to bee pollen and these certain things. I have my people over there I need to buy from every weekend, but I'm really not spending much money over there at all, because they all, on top of that, they give me a little discount, but things are relatively cheap in those farmer markets. Some things, I'm not gonna say everything, but the things that I need, like my fruits and vegetables, I can just basically probably spend about $20 a week, on like fresh fruits and vegetables.
What kind of bucks are you talking about?
Okay, dollars. That's why I said $20. So, you're looking at something around about 80, 70, between 75 and 80 zlotys. I can spend on fresh vegetables and fruit, and it could actually last longer. It's just that I eat more of that. I eat more vegetables and stuff, so that's why it goes quicker.
Cool.
And I, don't really eat meat, just eggs and fish, but other meats I'm not eating. So most of the stuff I can get there. And it's nice too, because I see like the whole neighborhood going over there.
Cool.
So sometimes you run into your neighbors, and then like I have a lot of old neighbors, so sometimes I'll get stuff for them as well. So okay, I'll get, let me get something for you, can stay home, whatever. But
that sounds like a sweet community, kind of.
Yeah, it's like a little. I'm like, the area I'm in it's in the city, but it's like 20 minutes from downtown by the subway.
Which part are you living in?
I'm living in Natalin, but it's next to Kabati. So it's like the forest is in Kabati. It's at the southern end. So the area I'm at is like a city within a city. Like I literally don't have to even leave this area at all, and I get it. I have all my needs met here.
Cool. How's it with you, Myles? How is the vegetable situation?
I don't know, because I don't eat vegetables. So if they come on a hamburger and McDonald's is there you go. My lettuce and my tomato and onion is great. I should eat more. I mean, that's my downfall.
Yeah, man. Want to healthy for the future.
But yeah, that's it. What we got here? Roberto Ingram, Decisive Podcast. Everybody, y'all get a chance, go over to Roberto's platform, Decisive Podcast, and check him out. He's doing great things. He says, greetings, everyone, and big ups. And amazing release, System Reset.
Thank you.
There you go.
So, Daniela, you and him should probably link up sometimes. You're both in the same city.
I will do. Oh, also from Berlin.
No, he's living in Munich with you.
Roberto's
in Munich.
Cool. That's really important connection, because here in the city, I'm not so well connected as in Berlin. I have to say we're like kind of a southern hole where it's not so much happening around.
He says meaning. So there you go.
Okay, what's his name?
Roberto Ingram.
How?
Roberto
Ingram.
Because you both said it at the same time.
Go ahead, Dean. Go ahead.
Roberto
Ingram. Roberto Ingram.
Okay. Roberto, looking
Ingram.
forward to Ingram connect through your podcast, also because you invited me here.
And Joshua, I can confirm Myles is not eating vegetables.
Joshua, you are the tree. What is growing on your tree?
That's crazy.
Is it a vegetable tree or a fruit tree?
I don't know.
You know,
it's probably a fruit tree, knowing him.
Is it a fruit tree?
I bet it's a fruit tree.
If you would,
like apples.
if you could choose like one thing that you like would eat, what would it be from like vegetables or like what's the one thing you like?
What's the thing? Is it the artichoke? Is that the one that you like dip it and you pull away?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty all right. I've had that, and I've had an asparagus is a tall thing that like.
I had that with some salmon.
Yeah. I've had that. That's all right. And then I mean I like greens like turnip and collard greens and stuff like that. But corn, but it's corn. Yeah. Okay.
Also, and the artichoke, you eat that also in the States?
They have it. I mean, it's not like I've had it over the time.
You can eat over there.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I can do that though. I can't see me eating like every day or nothing like that. But if it was there and somebody said, "Hey, you want this?" I would probably eat it.
Mm-hmm.
But is it like in the food culture, like the artichoke? Because here in Germany, it's quite expensive sometimes. They have it, but it's not all year. I really like the French style, you know, with crème fraîche and garlic. If you're into garlic,
yeah, garlic is good.
Yeah, there's a really cool T-shirt from I don't know what's his name. He was also a DJ from Berlin. He was from the UK. Fuck, what's his name? And he told me about the garlic festival in Portsmouth, England. So one day I would like to go there and buy me a T-shirt with "I love garlic."
Yeah.
Very deep concern from my side.
Yeah. There you go. I do have one question. It'll be my last question. What is you've done a lot musically. What's the only thing you haven't accomplished yet in your musical career that you would want to do?
A lot. That's
only
really
one. Just one.
One lifetime is not a long thing. It's too short. What I haven't accomplished yet, I would love to write a piece for an orchestra. Or an arrangement for a choir, and maybe both together. Yeah, and maybe like a kind of symphony for the climate catastrophe or something.
Okay.
Yeah, happy topic. Cool.
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
I think that would kick me quite good, because I know way too less also about music theory. There's a lot to accomplish still. Yeah. How about you guys?
Oh, go ahead, D.
No, I think she was asking something.
Yeah, she asked like, "What about you guys?" So I kicked it over to you.
Oh, thanks. Okay. Like you said, there's so many, but if I have to think of one thing I haven't done yet is to actually make my own album with just my tracks on my label, because I've done albums with various artists. I've done two, and the thing is my own album, but actually releasing it on my own label.
Mhm.
And so it doesn't have to be this banging techno and things. I would really love the album to be more musical and even some cooperation with some real musicians.
Cool.
You know,
I
whether
can
it's
see
a
you
flute
doing
or somebody on the keyboards or something, maybe even an opera singer, even a rapper, you know, just rapping on some like low chill beats, but a real album that's just me. So I haven't done it yet. So note to self, do it.
that. Yeah.
Just do it.
Sounds so amazing. I'm already curious how it will sound though now.
I just need to, because I don't know. It's not like I'm putting it off, but just things just keep coming on. Okay, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta do this and that and this all the time. And I need to figure out, or not figure out, I just need to sit down and do it and just block out times to get it done. Because in my mind, I was thinking, oh, it'd be nice to go on vacation somewhere. Like when I went to Hawaii last year, I was supposed to work on some little things with there, but I couldn't because I had to entertain mom all the time. So there was really no time I thought I would go to the beach with my little MacBook and write something on the beach, but it didn't happen. So I have to figure out how to do that at home and just, okay, this day, this moment, I'm going to do something and use the time boxing strategy where, okay, 20 minutes, do something. After 20 minutes, just stop. But every day I need to do that and be consistent about it.
I have
So
another
that's
suggestion, which I found out also only recently when we spoke about the fundings in the beginning. So there's also the possibility of artist residencies, I haven't been myself in an artist residency yet, but there's a lot of artist residencies where you can apply. And for example, I don't know, go to a great house in Aarhus, Denmark, for example, and spend there 8 weeks or something where they pay you. And where you could, for example, write that album. So that's a thought that just pops up my mind because I never been to Iceland. I try not to travel and not to fly, also because of climate catastrophe, blah blah. But that's like one of my big wishes. I really would love to be in Iceland for a while and experience that. So I checked, like for example, there are also artist residencies, and especially in all the countries of the EU, US, like let's say more wealthy parts of the world. Maybe that would be something for you, or for Myles also, such artist residencies, because that's also art you're doing, right? So the only thing is you have to write kind of concept and a plan, which you have.
Yeah, if you could help me maybe later with that more, we can talk and generate some ideas. That's definitely something I'd be interested in.
Yeah, because you both told me also that you wanted like to take maybe a break and concentrate, a little more on other things also, because I know how it is if you work full time, like a job with money job. I don't know how you say it in English, like, for your loan.
Slave job. Yeah.
Pay your full job. That's also just an interesting point I quickly want to drop. It's his name was Mark Fisher, I think. I catched by accident the book. It's a really thin book called how is it called? My brain today. Capitalismus, thinking capitalism in a new way, like really actually a total turn off title. But because I read something else good about this book, I bought it. Unfortunately, the guy hanged himself in 2017 because of heavy depressions. He said a few really, really good things. And also in this bookie, one thing was also when he said, for example, that there's often no fundings for artists, like what we said about gatekeeping, to write something or to work on something, like Lauryn Hill. I yesterday or something popped. I mean, whether you like her or not, but also she was talking about how people put pressure on like writing hits or releasing next music, but you can put this in, like, if you work a day job where you have to get your money, it's difficult to do that, right? Also to have space for the emotions. Yeah, I think like all these live events, we need time to process. Only with processing and time I can get to certain things. And like in this book of Mark Fisher, he says also how important boredom is, to experience boredom is very fucking important, because out of boredom come new things. Out of boredom comes play, out of boredom comes reflection and like touching things maybe in a different way as we usually do. So how can you have boredom if you work your ass off all the time to pay your bills? So difficult, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
It gets a pressure, so it's really interesting, maybe to read into it a little bit. So I think he was a sociologist or something, if you say that, like in a social science doing, and he was a teacher also with young people. So he did it on the example of Burial. Remember the dubstep Burial album, which like hit so big. I mean, of course, there were for sure people that did that earlier, but let's say he was the one, Burial. So he was unemployed for quite a while, because taking the money from being unemployed from the state gave him the opportunity to dive into this boredom and creation. Yeah, that was the only thing. So he said the modern kind of funding is basically being unemployed and getting unemployed money. Yeah, because that's the only time of creation you will get. So of course, in the perfect case, to not have financial pressure that much and feel like a slave that's not doing its slave job and feel bad all day, there is this possibility of residencies and maybe other money, right? But in the worst case, I think it's really valid as an artist to take the unemployed money, and in that time can go into creation, especially when you have like a certain plan or something. So in this book, unfortunately, he died before Corona. I think would have been very interesting what else he had to say. What I also find interesting, one of his sentences was like that Steve Jobs was kind of parasite of economy, which draws us further now away from the topic. But sorry, I just wanted to drop it because I think it's also information I would have loved to know earlier. Things. Also gatekeeping, when you work a slave job.
Yeah.
It's not a big art, I think, not such an accomplishment to make music when you're rich.
Yeah. Hey Roberto, if you can check your email, I just sent you a link.
This cup I took by accident. I swear.
You stole it.
It's the only cup I have because, of course, I smashed the other one the day after I got it as a gift.
Nice.
How's it with you, Myles? What do you want to accomplish still in music?
I kind of like Daniel's idea. I made an album a long time ago, but it wasn't really an album. And made CDs out of it, and basically all the tracks got broken up anyway. But I've never sat down to do an album. I did one, but it ended up getting split into 2 EPs. So I've never actually sat down and did that. That sounds like an ideal. But right now, I'm just trying to find the time to sit down. Like today, like I said, when we get done, at some point, I need to start working on stuff. I just don't have time. It just goes. It's just, you know what I mean? So that's it. That would be my thing, is just to sit down and actually make music. Just the time factor is just crazy for me. And that's another thing. Maybe that's it. I don't have like tracks like stacked and piled up. No.
So you're really writing from scratch?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like I don't have anything finished, or somebody say, "Hey, get a track for me." I don't have anything. But I've never been that way, so that's one thing. But
which is okay, we all have our different styles, absolutely, and kinds of work. It's so interesting.
Yeah. So,
but that would be interesting also, because when you will maybe take your break from your job, and maybe you get also into writing, or maybe even also in a residency. I don't know how it's in the US, or maybe apply from the US for a residency in Europe,
So that would be nice.
I'm sure it's really possible, just send out 10 of them nowadays, especially with ChatGPT. I mean, it's so much easier to write concept or something. I would have been the loser of the planet, without. But it's a little bit effort, and then it's possible. And then I'm really looking forward to listen to both of your albums.
Keep you forward. I might need some vocals.
If you need vocals, I give you.
Yeah,
I have also a little bit guitar, a little bit bass. What else? Yeah.
Nice.
I have now also a really new small toy, which is the Roland. Actually, I bought it 6 months ago. It's a Roland E4 vocoder, so it can also do that really cheapo pitching.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
I can cheat a bit.
That's what's up. All right. So what do you got coming up? What can we expect from you? What's in the tuck? What you got happening?
So
gigs, DJs, or live PAs, music. What's going on?
Yeah, with me it's running as very. I'm rebuilding from scratch, after my breakdown of the last years, and I'm coming back better than ever, I would say, in terms of rebuilding structure from scratch with a kind of new me. So that's why things I would say don't go so fast anymore, but they go more direct, if that makes sense. So I have a partner. We do this duo, Daniela La Luz and Natura, together. She's a pianist. And also she finished now her second master here on the Music Academy in Munich. But she's a piano player. We had like one international gig already in Pristina, I think 2 years ago. And now we finally finished one song I'm singing on, and she plays piano and I do a bit electronics. So I really want to kick off this project so that we get a kind of tour, or also maybe funding for an album, because we have the songs, we have the material, and I think it's just very good music also, because we have the dogma of sticking with the classical piano, with the classical, fortepiano. So this is coming out. We're still looking for a label, because I really would love to work with a bigger label finally, or not really bigger label, but one label that really, where we feel seen and supported also in, being Flinter people, being queer, being migrants, and being two nerdy weirdos. That's I would really, that's my goal for this year, that we both, or our goal, that we release it and find it. So now it's mixed down and will be mastered soon. And for the rest, I'm having, like always, lots of tracks that I haven't sent out. So 10 years later, same shit.
All right,
yeah, maybe OX record again would be good. And actually, I made like some techno, which is on 170, because I love rave, I love Thunderdome, I love hardcore, I love everything. So also maybe a project which like
right.
I will have like a few gigs here, but I didn't plan a really big tour because my health wasn't stable enough, but it's I think it's coming slowly and so follow me on social media and you can check out what's happening.
That's good. We got her links, social media links, Bandcamp, all that is in the description of the show. So you can make sure you guys go check her out, follow her, support her, support our friend, because she's probably one of the dopest people I know. So
good, you both also, and I would love to make music with you, because we never done that, and I love collaborations.
That's true.
Especially.
That's true. What you got going on, Mr. Knox? What's happening?
Tell us.
Well, next weekend I gotta play in Stretching, Poland. It's nice because I get to do a house set.
Cool.
So it's just a bunch of DJs, so 1 hour. And then, like as I told you last show, horror again in September, and then Archetype's EP is going to come out in September as well. I decided not to do it in the summer and start things up again in September.
Right.
Well,
it's the best month because this is a bad time to release it.
Yeah, people are grilling and eating hot dogs, and barbecue, and all that stuff right now, and they're not thinking about that. So I figured, just wait. And Xavier and I, we thought about maybe trying to do some DJ sets together.
Okay.
And stuff too. So we might start working on something. Well, how about yourself? What you got coming up?
I am in Detroit on August 16th. Josh was doing a party called Communion.
Okay.
At this new space he's at. It's actually at a church.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a new spot. What's that?
What is it exactly with the church?
How do you put it? It's like an artist commune, kind of, sort of, something. So different artists live there, but they have it's like a big church. Like different artists live there, but they have spaces that they live, but they also have like the main sanctuary in the basement, and they're actually throwing parties there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there was a big one there a couple of weeks ago, and then Josh is throwing one there. He resides there too, so he said, I'm throwing a party, so I'm gonna do it. So I'm doing that. And then October, they started to promote the party in LA. So I'm out in October 11th in LA.
Cool.
And I think it's me. And for some reason, I think I'm playing with Santiago Salazar.
Oh, sweet.
So
you can play
that's
with him.
going to be dope. Yeah. And that's really about it for me. I did want to do this since we brought up his name.
Mew Mew.
Bert.
Hello.
Daniela, Roberto.
Hey, Roberto. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
So
there's some kind of delay.
So we were just wrapping up, but I figured so you guys can see each other. You're in the same city, apparently, and hopefully we can make a connection.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, because my camera is very delayed.
Yeah, this the whole thing. Everything's delayed today. So, but yeah, like I was saying, we were wrapping up, but
Delay day.
I figured that you guys can at least see each other. And you guys can connect on the back end, but at least you can just kind of like introduce yourselves or something. I don't know. That's it.
Sorry about that.
Introduction.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Roberto.
I didn't know who you were, and then I went and did my research for the last 15 minutes and heard some of your music from last year. June or July? Was it June or July of last year, 24? Nice stuff.
Yeah.
Here, thank you.
Good friend of ours, Bert, for real. So since you're here, man, promote what you got going on at Decisive right now. What's your next guest and what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, we have what I don't know, Robert, Robert Owens. You heard of him?
Of course, I booked him some couple of years ago. He's still very active, and I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, I didn't know he was such a nice person.
I wanted to bring him to Munich, but I'm not into events anymore. Are you doing events, Roberto?
No, I'm just doing my podcast and also in music. I'm not as active as I used to be. I'm getting all the young people are taking our spots.
They do. It goes really fast. But Robert would be cool here. No, I thought many times it would be so nice to get him here. And
it's going to be pretty exciting because I don't know if we're going to talk we're going to talk a little bit about his music, but I think we had a really great conversation, and there's a whole lot of really great information that he has coming up that no one knows about, that I was kind of shocked to hear. So I'm going to leave it up to him to explain it on the next show, which is on August the 11th.
On your podcast?
Our time 6 p.m.
Cool. I will
So
follow you, of course. You have
yeah,
a newsletter or something, then I will sign up.
I will do that for sure.
Remembering my brain is everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we really I'm really excited about this one because normally when you have the legends like this, they've done so much, you can't possibly get the gist of all of it in an hour or hour and a half. So we're focusing on the challenges that he's facing, um, and how he's getting through all of this. He's still crazy active. So
Absolutely. I see also him, posting like sometimes daily on TikTok. And I'm very impressed about the
I mean, artistic wise as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, make sure you guys check Roberto's podcast out next week. We'll have some links on the pages somewhere.
Thank you for having me for a second here.
Yeah,
anyway.
for a second. Yeah, support. So make sure y'all support the Decisive Podcast series with Roberto Ingram on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever he's at. Get quality content, and you won't be disappointed. So, with that being said, if you like everything you've seen today, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell. We greatly appreciate it. Anything, any support we can get to push the channel and promote it, that greatly helps us out in the long run. We're also available, like I said in the beginning, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music, just in case you don't want to see right now on me, because I know dipped out. Yeah. Well, we love to see you here, but if you don't want to see our faces, we understand.
I understand.
You can also follow us on Instagram at MS Live with D-KNOX, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Myles Sergé. We are there, so check us out there. Subscribe. I don't think you subscribe or you follow. Follow us there. And we welcome all hate mail and good mail too. MS Live D-KNOX@gmail.com. We love to hear from you. Any feedback, suggestions on interviews and different things, we greatly appreciate it. And just to hear from you, you can stay in touch. This is how you stay in touch with us. Email us. Greatly appreciate it. So, that being said, thank you for joining us on today's episode. Where did it go?
He disappeared. He went to the toilet.
Yeah, episode 16.
I was already heard this because in German you say einen polnischen machen.
Okay.
Cheers.
There you go.
Here, without saying anything, it's called making a Polish one. So
okay.
I googled it because I was like, is that against some racist stuff? But apparently it isn't. In every country you have different. You can say French one, an Italian one. I don't know.
Gotcha.
What's the point? Maybe we will have a linguistic science person that can explain us why always some other country has to be responsible. I don't know.
And last but not least, we are available for DJ bookings, live PAs, and all that stuff. You want me? It's Myles Sergé. I am at Position 2 Bookings. So position2bookings@gmail.com. Mr. Knox, D-KNOX, is at Stellar Bookings. So contact those wonderful people at Stellar Bookings at booking@stellarbooking.com. Get at these people if you want to book us. We are available. So that being said, thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, support all of us here, Roberto, Miss La Luz, Danielle, and all that. And what's this? Oh, one last comment. SJK, hey, what's up? He says goodbye. And with that note, people, see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Updates on the next show is coming soon. All right.
Thanks, Myles, for having me. And
thank you, sir.
Nice to meet you, Miss La Luz.
Absolutely, Roberto. Looking forward.
All right.
Cool.
Peace.